Good morning and welcome back to the Red Mic. Happy Monday, happy President's Day, or is it? That's the question, right? By the way, this is my fraternity. Damn proud boys. All right, today's Red Mic message. Happy President's Day, or is it? What do I mean by that? Well, I'm going to try to set the record straight about a holiday that almost everyone gets wrong. This morning I got up. Dogs let me sleep in a little bit. Why? It's President's Day. Or, again, is it? I put my flag out at the street, made sure the trash was out, all of that stuff, because the trash is still running. But again, it's President's Day, right? Not really. Today, government offices, banks, a lot of businesses are closed for what most people call President's Day. But here's the truth that most people don't know. At the federal level, there is no such holiday known as President's Day. The official name, written in U.S. law under 5 U.S. Code 6103A, is Washington's birthday. That's right. The third Monday of February is not actually meant to honor all presidents, all U.S. presidents. It was originally intended to recognize George Washington and his contributions to the nation. And I remember distinctly, when I was a kid, we would talk about President's Day. Now, it wasn't a holiday. I mean, it was a federal holiday, but it was not. We still went to school. And then I think it was 2 or 3 days after that, we would say, and today's Lincoln's birthday. Yay! Well, then a few years later, they all sort of got lumped together, and we stopped mentioning Lincoln's birthday at all, and we stopped calling it Washington's birthday, and it started being called President's Day. And I was going to do a thing about, President's Day today, and I was going to talk about, the dedication that all presidents show, yada, yada, yada. But then when I got digging into it, I found this little odd fact that it's not actually called President's Day. Now, if you're a Texas state employee like me, you will see it actually listed as President's Day in Texas Government Code 662.003A3. Now, Texas, along with many, many other states, changed the name of the holiday from Washington's birthday at the state level. And that's largely why the holiday has taken on a broader meaning in most of the public's mind. And yes, it is more important than just going and buying new sheets, the white sale, as they call it. Even though sheets are in many, many colors now, but they still always refer to it as a spring white sale for President's Day, right? But it's gotten bigger in the public's mind. Marketing, state laws, convenience, kind of blurred the lines. I didn't mind it because, when I was a kid, it was like, "Hey, Lincoln, rah rah," And as I've gotten older, I'm less of a Lincoln fan. I do think that he did what he needed to do to keep the Union together, but I'm not going to go into a political or historical rant. But there were some things that he did that were just like, really? But the question I would have today is, how would Washington himself think about all of this? I mean, he was the guy who said, no, I don't want to be a king. I'm not going to be your king. And they offered it to him pretty early in the thing, saying, hey, General Washington, you just, beat the British, what are you going to do now? Well, I'm going to go to Disneyland. No, wait, he didn't say that at all. Disneyland didn't exist yet. What he did say was, thank you so much. I appreciate the adulation, but I'm going to go back to my farm now and, go grow my crops and make my rye. Yes, he was a distiller, and I'm not a rye fan, but Washington, he was a rye guy, and he he made some money off of it too. But he was a farmer, and he said, I'm done. I did what you asked me to do. I did my duty. I'm going to go be the gentleman farmer that I want to be, right? Well, obviously, he ended up playing a much bigger role. History tells us, though, that the way he reacted to that, he wouldn't have wanted a holiday in his name. He thought of himself first and foremost as an American. He thought of himself as someone who did his duty. He was exceedingly humble, and he pushed away personal titles and excessive honors as much as possible. He didn't even, they used to refer to him as His Excellency, right? And he reportedly, in some of my readings, he didn't care for that at all. And I have no doubt he would prefer the current honorarium, which, when you're talking to the president, you call them Mr. President. When we have a woman president, they'll call her Miss or Mrs. President. And I, everything I've read about Washington, and by the way, if you've never read Ron Chernow's Washington biography, please do. It's about this thick. It's not an easy read, but it's a great read. It really is. If you liked the book Hamilton, I think you will find the Washington book on an equal footing. But Washington turned down the kingship, and he set the precedent for 2 terms. He believed that the country should be built on principles, not on personality worship. And man, that's so rare. And he set the tone. He really did. So, as you recognize today, and I hope you do, whether you call it Washington's birthday, President's Day, or if you have the day off, just a day off, take the time to reflect on what Washington himself actually stood for. Integrity, service, and the idea that leadership is about the country, not the person. That's today's Red Mike message. I hope you found it interesting or helpful. I hope that you will join me again tomorrow, whether it's here or any other platform. I appreciate you very much. Hats off to my friend Carrie. She bought one of my Red Mike tumblers and posted. She said she was going to post it later. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm looking forward to that. So there was a Red Mike tumbler sighting in the wild, and if you want one, let me know. I am basically just covering my costs. I'm not going to make a profit on any of them. Basically, what I paid plus shipping to get it to you. Let me know. I appreciate you much. Thanks for being here. I'll see you again tomorrow. And as always, life is short. Drink the bourbon.